All right, it's officially time to get serious about this car behind me. Here's the deal. I've been doing work on this car, but I have not been documenting it on YouTube because the algorithm hates it when you try to do different things. But fuck the algorithm. My channel's not big enough and I'm not making much money from it, so I'm gonna do whatever I want on the channel. New car reviews are here to stay. Other stuff will pop in. I need to do more camping content because I just like doing that. Adventure stuff, blah, 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 blah. But project car stuff will also live on this channel, and the project car that has my attention and needs right now is this thing. Quick aside for those of you wondering about the Montero, it's alive, I'm driving it. It's the sort of vehicle that I will keep forever, but once every 6 months I want to punt it into the sun. I am currently towards the end of that punting into the sun positioned time phase because it's running fine. The spring on the throttle body is a little sticky at times, which is just annoying. There are still drips under it, even though I've had things resealed. I think that's just how life goes with a 6G72. And I'm just gonna have to live with it until I engine swap an R28 Cummins under the hood, but I'm not doing that anytime soon because those engines, just the engines, are $9,000. So I'm driving it, I'm happy with it. Further aside, for those of you wondering about the Mercedes wagon, yes, it still exists. And I do want to keep pursuing the goals with that. There is an engine sitting in the engine bay loosely, a 5.3 out of a Silverado, but nothing else has happened with that car. And I'm getting to the point where I might Marie Kondo it and sell it, the husk that it is with the engine that's in it. I don't even know how much I'd get for it. Probably not much. And I don't want to do that, but I might need to do that and just get a little cash and just put it towards this thing. So back to the Mustang. Here's where we're at. What have I done so far? Well, the rear axle is in, which means the rear brakes are in. It's a Ford 9-inch. I know you're not supposed to call it positive traction because it's a Ford product, but there's a limited slip essentially in there. 390 gears, so should be pretty fun. Still rear drums because you only need front brakes anyway. Maybe we'll upgrade to discs at the back someday, but I'm not stressing on that. So rear axle, rear suspension, rear brakes, good to go. Up front, converted to discs. Bought the bare front discs, so we got 11-inch front discs up front. All the suspension is in now. Got Meyer upper and lower control arms. I think it's a Scott Drake spring and shock that might be in there. I'd have to double check. I mean, anything Mustang, there's a 80%, anything old Mustang, there's an 80% chance it's a Scott Drake product, which is great. It's fine. That's in. Steering is in. I just got to pull the hub off and retighten because I think I didn't put a spring in because it moves around a little bit. So I just got to make sure the column is seated correctly, but the rest of it is in. So that's pretty cool. I tried my hand at welding. I welded a patch panel in the fender. I cut out the old bad bit of fender where the battery tray is supposed to go. I cut then a new piece of the fender because you can just buy that inner fender, but I didn't want to unseal the whole outer fender and it involves a lot more work. So what I did is I just cut what I needed out of the newer inner fender and welded it in place. And it is good enough. It's not great work. It will work fine. It'll hold. It's not going anywhere. I will double check down the road once the actual battery and battery tray are in place. But for now, golden. Good to go. So here's the plan going forward. I have an engine lined up. Originally I wanted to go 302 and make it a screamer, but a deal fell in my lap on a 351 Windsor that I couldn't say no to. The good news is it's a lot of the same parts to get that engine into this car, so we're good to go there. I did order a new oil pan for it because it needs a different oil pan than what was on it currently. It came out of a pre-runner Bronco. It's polished, it's done up, it's lightly touched, and then From there, we can figure out what we want to do in terms of power adding down the road. The initial goal is obviously just get it in and get this thing running. So, got the oil pan. I've got the cooling system here as well. What else do I have for this? Starter, water pump, the basics to put on the engine and get it going. I just ordered today a T5 from the dude who built the rear axle. So T5 coming with the correct bell housing. That should be here within 2 to 3 weeks, so that's good. So right now, the big hurdle in my face is that I never completed the wiring because my brain is not wired for wiring. Even though the kit is awesome, every label on the painless wiring kit or the thing you buy, every label is wired to where it goes. I thought I would put in a podcast or listen to music and just sit there and take my time. I do have the wiring running into the engine bay, through the car, some of it sitting in the floor, and then the wiring that goes into the rear. So I have like the main sections where they need to be, but I'm tapping out. I'm taking it to the local shop where the Mercedes lives, which has done work for me in the past on various things. And they're going to finish the wiring because they're like, yeah, we can do it. And it'll probably take them nothing. And I'm sure they'll charge me an arm and a leg on the hourly, but it's a hot rod shop. So that's to be expected. And I will pay it because I don't want to do the wiring. I have the gauge cluster that is ready to go in. I have the Sniper 2, ready for the 351. We'll see how that works. I'm going to run that for a while and see how that goes. So we'll have the T5. So I have to get this on some rollers so I can set it on the ground and then tow it to the shop to have the work done. While it's there, I'm going to have them run fresh brake lines. That should be an easy enough task for them. Get the braking system fully hooked up. I have a brand new master cylinder that's going to go in. I'm just waiting on the proportioning valve because we're running front disc, rear drum. You want a proportioning valve so that you're sending the stopping power where it needs to be appropriately, and it's a really nice remaster from Bear. It's going to also look good under the engine bay, which that's not something we care about necessarily with this car yet, is looking good. We just want to get it running good and good to go from there. So, next steps for the Mustang. We're waiting on the transmission. I need to order a drive shaft and the transmission cross member. CJ Pony Parts has that stuff ready to go. And then get this thing over to the shop, get it wired up, get the brake lines run, get it back, collect everything I need, and then I'm taking the car out to my friend's place in Pomona who has the engine. He also has a full shop and a mill, so if we can't get this car done in a weekend at his place, it'd be insane of us. The plan is to finish it at that shop out in Pomona and drive it back here. Ambitious? Yes.
Powerful like a gorilla, yet soft and yielding like a Nerf ball. Now at last, I have found it.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the car designed for the average man, the Homer.
Especially for me, who's never actually finished a project vehicle. But whatever, I figured it's time to start continuing to document the progress on this one and go from there. I'm waiting to hear back from Centerforce if they have a clutch for me. And I have tires from BFG. We're just going with the TA radials to start because originally I was going to go with a 17-inch wheel on this car, just people would have hated it. I would have probably gone with something from 1552, and people would have hated it, but it would have been fun and it would have allowed me to put a pretty good tire under the car. But I'm going with a 15-inch wheel, and I'm going with real deal mini lights. After seeing them in person on all the Trans Am racers at Monterey Car Week, at the Rolex Historics, at the track, it just looks so good on this car and cars of this era, the Camaros, the Cudas, all that stuff. So we're going to run mini lights with the 15-inch TA radials. Eventually I will, and that's a great tire. It looks good under this car. Eventually I will want something more aggressive, but just to get the literal Mustang rolling, the ball rolling here, we're good to go. I got the tires sitting over there. So I have a bunch of parts waiting to be installed. There's been a bunch of work done since I last posted a video about this car. I've been posting about it on Instagram and Hooniverse.com, the website. But it's time to get that back here. Algorithm be damned. I need to make a list of all the little things I'm going to need before we proceed further. But for now, progress is being made. This car, my goal, is sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I will drive this car, and it's going to happen. Let's do it. Like and subscribe. Bleh.